Okay, so this is the slide where we left off in class. You were asked to look for all of the missing angles that have to do with these triangles. There are a few things we have to remember. One of them is that the three angles of a triangle always add up to 180 degrees. So that can always be your equation. Angle A plus angle B plus angle C equals 180. That you can always use that. The other thing you have to remember is when we have an exterior angle. When you have an exterior angle, so if you look at number 3, we have an exterior angle. That angle and the one right next to it also add up to 180 degrees. So those are the two facts that you need to know in order to do every single question on this slide. So let's look at number 1. They give you a triangle with 3 angles, 45 degrees, 70 degrees, and x. We're looking for a missing angle inside a triangle. So remember that all 3 angles add up to 180. So 45 plus 70 plus x equals 180. I know there are other ways of doing it. If you're a student who does it a different way and you're getting the correct answer every time, that's okay. If you're a student who's stuck, this is the way you're going to do it. The 3 angles all add up to 180. So let's simplify this a little. 45 plus 70 is 115 plus x equals 180. And then minus 115 from both sides, and we get x equals 65 degrees. If we wanted to check our work, you just have to do 45 plus 70 plus 65 and make sure it adds up to 180. So let's look at number 2. Number 2, all 3 angles of the triangle add up to 180. So x plus 110 equals 180. It is very important that both of the angles are labeled as x, because that tells us that both of the angles are the same thing, since they're represented by the same variable. So let's simplify the equation. X plus x is 2x plus 110 equals 180, minus 110 from both sides. We get 2x equals 70, and then divide both sides by 2. X equals 35. So 35 degrees, 35 degrees. And if we wanted to check our answer, we can check it by doing 110 plus 35 plus 35 and making sure that it equals 180, which it does. Number 3. Number 3, we're looking for 2 angles. We're looking for x and we're looking for y. There are 2 different ways of doing this, and I will show you both of them. The first way is to completely ignore the exterior angle at first. Pretend it's not there. Well, then this question is exactly the same as question 1. The first thing you need to do is find y, the missing angle. If you feel like you can now do that, because we already went over number 1, hit pause on this video and try it on your own. And once you get an answer, hit play and check to see if it's correct. So if you're going to try it on your own, hit pause now. Okay, to find the missing third angle, we have to add up the 3 angles, 62 plus 51 plus y, 70 over 180. 62 plus 51 is 113 plus y equals 180, minus 113 from both sides, y equals 67 degrees. So now I know that this angle is 67 degrees. I can check that on my calculator. 67 plus 62 plus 51 equals 180. So that's correct. Now I have to look for the exterior angle x. And we know that the exterior angle and the interior angle next to it form a straight line. And when 2 angles form a straight line, that means that they are supplementary. Supplementary are angles that add up to 180. So x plus 67 equals 180. X plus 67 equals 180 minus 67 from both sides. X equals 113 degrees. Another way you could have done this, if you look back in your notes at the slide that's called checklist, it's right above this slide, you'll remember that an exterior angle is equal to the sum of the two non-adjacent interior angles. In other words, x, which is right here, is equal to the sum of 62 and 51. 62 plus 51 is 113. And that's where this angle comes from. Number 4, you are looking for x. They give you an exterior angle of 110, and they give you an interior angle of 90. That's why this box is here. It's actually very important. If you want to write 90 degrees right by it, you can. That might help. So there's two ways of doing it again. I'm going to show you the longer way, but it's usually the way that students find easier, even though it's longer. So again, if you want to try it on your own, now's the time to hit pause and try it, and then hit play again. Okay, so the first thing I want to figure out is this angle over here. It's the interior angle that's next to or adjacent to the exterior angle. I know that an exterior angle and the angle next to it will add up to 180. So in order to figure out this missing angle, I need to do 180 minus 110, and I get 70 degrees. So now I know that this missing angle on the inside of the triangle is 70 degrees. I know that the three angles of the triangle add up to 180. 70 plus 90 plus x. Those are the three angles of this triangle. 160 plus x equals 180. Minus 160 from both sides. X equals 20 degrees. Again, you can check your work by doing 20 plus 90 plus 70 and making sure it equals 180. The second way of doing this is by using what we know about exterior angles. We know that an exterior angle equals the sum of the two non-adjacent interior angles. That's these that I'm circling right now. So 110 equals 90 plus x, minus 90 from both sides, x equals 20. Number 5, we're looking for two missing angles. So the first one we're going to figure out is angle x. I chose it because it just looks easier to figure out. I noticed that the exterior angle, the one that says 120, and angle x form a straight line. Whenever angles form a straight line, that means that they equal 180. So 120 plus x equals 180. So now minus 120 from both sides, x equals 60 degrees. Then I need to find the missing angle on the inside of the triangle, y. I know two of the angles and I'm looking for the third. So now looking back at number 1, 3, number 4, you should know how to do this. So hit pause, solve it, and then I'm just going to put the answer up. Okay, 70 plus 60 is 130. 180 minus 130 equals 50 degrees. So angle y is 50 degrees. And if you notice, all three angles add up to 180, 50 plus 60 plus 70. But I also noticed that 50 plus 70 equals 120, which is the rule for exterior angles. Okay, number 6. We are looking for all three exterior angles. So the first thing I'm going to do is figure out x. So I notice that x is next to this angle of 30 degrees, and together they add up to 180. So x has to be 150 degrees. I notice the same exact thing for angle y. And notice that this 85 degrees and angle y form 180 if we're in a straight line. So if I do 180 minus 85, I know that y is 95 degrees. Angle z, I don't know what's next to it. So I have two options. Option one, I figure out what that question mark is that I just drew, and then I use that to figure out angle z. Or I use what I know about an exterior angle. An exterior angle equals the sum of the two non-adjacent interior angles, the two angles that aren't touching it. So 30 plus 85. So z is 115 degrees. Okay, so that's what you're expected to do for homework. You're expected to look up the 6 vocabulary terms: supplementary angles, complementary angles, vertical angles, parallel lines, perpendicular lines, and adjacent angles. You should come in tomorrow so familiar with those terms that anytime I use them, you know what they mean without even thinking. That's how familiar I want you to be. So I suggest writing them over and over again, writing the definitions, making flashcards. When you do problems like the ones we just done on the board, try using those words. Instead of saying next to, say adjacent. Instead of saying add up to 180, say supplementary. That's how you can practice using them. You have to be familiar with them. See you tomorrow.